Welcome, everybody. Talks for the People, episode 41. We did miss a full week on the full podcast. We'll explain that here shortly. Things might get a little wonky for a few weeks. We'll do what we can to get it going, get it moving. We got a fun episode tonight. We are going to be ranking.
Did you just call me a honky?
Yes, you are a honky. But we are going to be ranking all 24 of the MCU movies that have to do with the Infinity Saga and the wrapping up of the Infinity Saga. And we do have 3 bonus ones. It's the TV shows that aired on Disney+. Before we dive into that, how are y'all doing today?
Prime,
good. In my new house.
I see that. I thought things looked different. You feeling good to be moved in?
Yep, moved in this week, and it's been nice. Been very nice.
Now,
and when I got my internet hooked up, it went a lot better than last time. So
there you go.
No,
So
I almost thought after watching his stream on Call of Duty yesterday that he's been practicing because he looked good. I mean, he lost every gunfight he was in, but his turns looked fluid. I was like,
oh. I didn't get one kill.
What? Not one?
But he was looking dead at the guy when he got killed.
That's right. I had him in my sights.
Well, real quick, while we're on some game talk, I'll throw this out there. I've actually been taking my annual break from Call of Duty here recently, and I have revisited the Division 2. I got that itch for a looter shooter, and been playing that. Been having a lot of fun with the Division 2. They're running through some old rerun content right now. Now, granted, it's rerun content that I didn't play the first time around, so it's new to me. That they're doing right now, but they're apparently planning a new content release drop for later this year. So now that I'm getting back into that world too, I'm looking forward to seeing what the developers at Ubisoft drop in us for the Division 2. Also, we do have new Call of Duty coming out this year, new Halo coming out this year, new Battlefield coming out this year. It's gonna be a heck of a year for first-person shooters, and I'm sure we will play all of them.
Well, I'm not big on music, but if I had to dedicate a song to the idea of all that, it would be, I'm so excited, I just can't hide it. I know, I want to play you. Okay, I'm done. I improvised a little bit there, but, I had to.
Hey, who sings that song originally?
Couldn't tell you.
No, well, let's keep it that way.
Oh.
Good.
All right, guys, we're gonna, if y'all are ready, this episode could get a little long. We're gonna try and keep it under an hour. We're gonna do our best. Y'all ready to get this started?
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, we are ranking the top all 24 MCU movies in chronological order to kind of put a wrap up on our own little Marvel trilogy we've done on this podcast. We ranked all the superheroes. We had a big tournament showdown battle. We've talked about other stuff. We've pissed off plenty of people talking about Marvel. So we figured, why not do it one last time? Starting off with Captain America, the first Avenger. Where do you guys think this movie belongs?
Well, you two are going to disagree with me, but it's an S for me. This is one of my favorites, probably top 5.
And see, for me, like I said, I think this is a high B, mid-tier A for me. It's a good start, but I'm trying to look ahead, and I know which ones I consider S tier, and I think for me, I would put this in A. Steven, what you think?
So I'm actually and I'll go ahead and say, like, I don't think anything will be below a B for me. I mean, C and D are for more like movies like Napoleon Dynamite, which are absolute trash and garbage. But aside from that, It's a solid B for me. It takes a special director to be able to take an action-packed movie, fill it with action, and also tell a story. So I understand you got to tell the story about the character. So for me, the first half of the movie was kind of, ugh, until the last half where all the action happened. But I mean, it's a fantastic movie. I love it. But it just, compared to all the other movies, a solid B is what it'll get for me.
All right, so I say we go ahead and put this in A. We'll split it right down the middle. Second movie, Captain Marvel. How do you feel about this one, Steven?
This one would go on the B for me as well. It was very entertaining. It just, this out of all the movies to me didn't tie in well enough with the other movies like they did. You know, like Captain Marvel was really just its own thing off to the side until the very end scene. The rest of these movies, in some form or fashion, tie in everything else, in my opinion. But this one was, it was a good movie, but for me, I had it as a B.
I'm inclined to agree with you. I think it belongs in the B tier. If Marvel would have done a better job at like knowing what they had coming, in my opinion, and released movies in chronological order, I might would have ranked it higher. But where it came in the movies and how it played along with everything and what you've seen, solid B for me. Cody, you got any opinions on it?
No, I haven't seen this one all the way through yet, so I'll reserve my judgment.
All right. Next in line, we have the first Iron Man movie.
Baby, that's S for Steven all the way, baby. Oh man.
I agree. This was the movie that started it all. It was done right. Robert Downey Jr. solidifying forever that he is Iron Man. I'm giving this an S tier.
Yeah, definitely is. Excellent movie.
Iron Man 2, where we stand.
What you got, Cody?
I'll go A on this one. It was I enjoyed it, but not as good as the first one though.
I actually agree with that. Not extreme top tier, but having it at an A is solid because it's a fantastic movie. It followed right into the next one very well. And Iron Man love all the time.
Abs, mark it up for 3 A's. I'm going A on Iron Man 2. Solid movie. Next, we have The Incredible Hulk, and this is where I'm going to disagree with Steven on what he initially said about his rankings. I am giving this one C tier. This one did nothing for me. Edward Norton was a jackhole in real life, and what the Hulk became after this movie, as far as the MCU is concerned, painted him in a much better light. You saw a much better picture. You got more information on Hulk in the later movies than you did in this first movie. I was not a fan of this first movie. It's C tier for me.
Man, it's been so long since I've seen it.
So, well, before you go, since you haven't seen it in a while, maybe I'll spark some memory. In my opinion, the Edward Norton, this he was the best Hulk because that movie showed the most rage. I mean, he was willing to destroy planets in that movie. I mean, even in the Avengers, when Loki attacked the first time, in my opinion, Hulk was angry mad, but you didn't see nothing near the destruction as the Edward Norton Hulk. I think that one. Not saying I don't think it's an S tier, but it was definitely the best Hulk made in my opinion. I'd probably put it at an A, but it's borderline A B. I don't think I'd put it at an S compared to some of the other ones.
Well, I'll meet the middle with you guys, and we'll say it's a B. How's that?
I can settle for that. Next on the list, we have Thor. What do y'all think?
I like Thor. I would say it's probably a B. Wasn't one of my favorites, but it's a good movie. High B.
First Thor movie. I think I agree with you. We'll go. I'm guessing high B. High B is good.
Triple B is what I would do as well. It was like Captain America to me. It was a great filler. It told you the story about him. There wasn't enough in it for me to be like, oh man, yes, Thor's a beast, like Iron Man was, you know?
All right. First time we see them all teaming up, we have the Avengers.
Yo, that's another S for Steven for me.
Yeah.
I loved the first one. That one I've probably seen more than any of them all combined. Like I loved the first one.
I agree. The first one set this first one really set the pace for everything that was to come in the Infinity Saga. I'm going S tier.
Yeah, I was gonna go high A, but I can go S. That's fine.
All right. Iron Man 3.
This is another one I've only seen once, and
I'm
honestly
curious.
don't remember that much about it. I mean, I remember the stuff I'm supposed to remember from it, so I'll go B on my end, but I wouldn't count my opinion real well on it.
I'm curious to see where Steven wants to put this one.
I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't say anything would be lower than a B, but this one is a low B for me. Like this one's borderline drop it down. I did not think it was a great movie, but it filled the Iron Man trilogy out to say, look, this is who he is as a human being. He's a fighter, and there's been a lot of Iron Man, Batman talk around the office and stuff lately. His role in Iron Man 3 without his arm most of the time shows he's capable, but it wasn't a fantastic movie to me like the first and second one were. But I would probably put it in a B.
I was gonna say for me this was the only other movie looking ahead that I can see that I was gonna give a C ranking to, but I can agree with high B the way it filled out the story overall. I think the movie as a whole could have been better. Next we have Thor: The Dark World.
I have not seen this one yet, so I'm gonna let you guys talk it out.
What do you think, Steven?
I think, and I'm probably gonna get. I don't think I'll get flack for this. I think a lot of people agree. This is probably the worst of all the Marvel movies, in my opinion. I was not a big fan of it. It wasn't a great movie. Wasn't a terrible movie either. I mean, honestly, if I had to say which one of these is going under my SAB, it would probably this one would probably could possibly be a C for me.
It's definitely probably the least exciting overall, and I've even watched it again recently, and as far as the MCU is concerned, I think we may have our first C. This was not, from what I've heard, a fan favorite. We've got another friend at work that is a huge Marvel fan and absolutely hates this movie. Unfortunately, sexy Mr. Hemsworth gets our first official C of the evening. Next up, I think I have a feeling where we're all going to rank this when we have Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Where are y'all putting this one?
Go ahead, Steven.
This one for me, it's a coin flip in the air between S and A. I mean, it could fall in either category for me because of how many movies there are. Later one with Captain America in it easily makes the S for me, but Captain America: Winter Soldier was a good movie. So that one's honestly it's hard. I'm putting it right on the line of S and A. So, but I have a feeling almost half the planet, kind of like how they feel about Dark World, is complete opposite. Like, one of the best Captain America movies ever. So,
yeah, I agree. This one gets an S from me. It's a introduced Bucky. The interaction between Bucky and Cap, and just all around the movie was a solid movie. Like, there's no parts of this movie where it slows down and you drop interest. It's a lot of fun. I'm giving this one S tier, in my opinion.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't like it as good as I did the first one, but I have the first one on a pretty high pedestal, and I gave it an S. Um, so I'll give this Winter Soldier an A. on
We
my
can go
end.
A. That's 2-1. We'll go A. Next, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. For me, look, I liked this movie. I love this movie. I love Groot. I love Star-Lord, the interaction between all of them. This is when the movie starts off, they don't know each other, they hate each other, they're chasing each other, they're fighting each other, and they become a team and all get together. This is a solid A for me. I loved this movie. This is an A for me.
I would agree with that, and I think one thing that makes people love Guardians of the Galaxy is I'm not sure there's an individual character that everybody loves, but their friendship in the movie probably relates to every modern friendship there is. All they do is talk trash about how one is stupid, the other one's a jerk, and it's all they do. But they're so much fun to watch. Just go back and forth. It's amazing. I give it an A as well.
They're
I like that.
they're like real friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it too. I thought it's good. It's a good comic relief movie as well in the series. So I'll go A as well on it.
And that being said, since we're going chronological order, we're jumping straight into Guardians Volume 2.
That one, if that makes a B for me. I thought the first one was way better. And the development of his father in that movie was kind of
Yeah, I think that angle, it didn't work as well as they wanted it to. I still enjoyed the comedy in the movie. I still enjoyed the action. Michael Rooker's part in the movie, where you see a lot more of what's his name? Michael Rooker's character, Blue Man.
Ronan.
Yeah, no, the whistle guy with the arrow.
Yondu.
Yeah, Yondu. I did enjoy that part of the storyline and all that, but you're right, it was not as good as the first one. I give it a B.
Yeah, I'll go B with you guys. Not as good as the first one.
Next up, we have the Avengers Age of Ultron.
What you thinking, Cody?
I didn't like it as much as the first one, but it was a good movie though. I enjoyed it. It's plenty of action. Um, where did we put the first? We had an S on the first one. I'll go A on this one, maybe low A.
What do you
I'm
think?
actually completely agreeant with that. I mean, I don't think it meets the godly status of S, but it is a very solid movie. And in my opinion, Thanos was a complete d bag, but I think Ultron was the best villain in all the movies so far. Ultron was, oh man, he was dangerous, and I loved it. I liked it, so I would give it a solid A as well.
Yeah, I'm going A. We can go ahead and drop it in A. It was a solid movie. I agree with everything y'all said. It was excellent.
You know what's bad? I get him. I get Ultron and one of the guys on the X-Men movies. Who was it? The the bad guy in one of the X-Men movies. I get them two, like, their characters mixed up a lot. Like, not that I get them mixed up, but when I think of them, I picture the other one.
You're not talking about Apocalypse, are you?
Yes. Yeah. I don't know why. I just do that. Like when I think of Ultron, I picture Apocalypse.
Well, it's kind of like Chris Rock and Kid Rock for me, so I don't blame you.
There's a little bit of a difference in that. All right, next up we have.
Yeah, one of them short.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Next up we have Ant-Man. Where do you rank the first Ant-Man movies, Steven?
So this one's borderline between A and B, but I give it an A solely for supporting cast. Fantastic movie. That Hispanic guy in those movies is amazing. He is fantastic just to watch. And for the first Ant-Man movie, that dude was freaking awesome. I loved him. There's a whole truth serum scene that made me trip out the entire time. But Ant-Man's fantastic. He's probably my favorite. I mean, outside of Iron Man, of course, my favorite non-really super character. And he's funny. Like, he is genuinely, like, just Paul Rudd, I like to death. So overall movie wise, I think I would probably be it. But when you add the supporting cast for me, I claim it as an A, because that just with Ant-Man and then the supporting cast with it, fantastic movie.
I can roll with an A. It would be a high B for me or A. We can go A. Based on Cody, what do you think?
No, I agree. I was gonna go B or A, either one. I really enjoyed the movie. I don't know that it's a super. I don't know if it's at the same level as the Captain America movies we have on here at A, but it's maybe a little more enjoyable as far as comic relief and supporting cast and stuff like that. Although the first Captain America movie had a really good supporting cast too.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Next on our list, we have Civil War.
What do you think, Cody?
This one is my favorite movie of the entire series. I absolutely love Civil War. When I left the theater, I told my brother that I said that is might be the best movie I've seen in a long time. I really enjoyed it. I've seen it several times since then. I never do this either. I actually own it on DVD. I never own any DVDs, but I own that one. It's got to be an S for me.
Look, you can go ahead and put it where you know it's going. It's a
Absolutely, that's God tier movie.
Yeah, Civil War is God tier. It's up there. It's one of the best in the entire Infinity Saga.
And let me just one more thing about it. I don't think there's another movie out there where you'll see two fight scenes as intense as that one. The airport scene where you have all the heroes battling, and then at the end when you have Winter Soldier, Captain America versus Iron Man, and the three of them are looking to end lives. Those scenes gave me chill bumps. Like, I was so angry.
Yep.
Next up, we have the newest full-length Marvel movie to be released, but since we are going in chronological order for the Infinity Saga, next up on our list we have Black Widow. This one should be fresh on everybody's minds, and I'll be honest with you, I'll go ahead and go first on this one. I enjoyed the movie. Love Scarlett Johansson as an actor. Love every actress, actor, whatever. Don't come after me. Who am I kidding with? Not enough people watch this. She's phenomenal. I loved her as Black Widow throughout the entire series, but if I have to be completely honest, I'm giving this one a B.
That's fair. I would go B as well. I enjoyed the movie, but it's I wouldn't put it. If we was to put it at A, you would say it's at the same level as both Captain America movies, Iron Man 2, Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, I wouldn't put it up there with them. B sounds good to me.
I actually very deeply agree with B. It was a fantastic movie, but when you're used to seeing all this other superhero flying and stuff like that, it doesn't quite reach that tier of excitement. When you see Marvel, you think, man, there's going to be some stuff. And she's fantastic. The cast was excellent. Like her parents and then her sister and all that. Like, fantastic movie. I don't know if I could, like you said, Cody, matching up with the A and S tier movies right now. I don't think it would match up with those.
Next up on the list, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Fun movie. I would go probably B on this. Maybe low B.
What you thinking, Steven?
I would probably have him at a B as well. I am sadly enough, Spider-Man to me only shines when he's with the rest of the cast. In his solo movies, I like Tobey Maguire way better. Tobey Maguire way better.
Yeah.
Tom Holland, in my opinion, is the best all-around Spider-Man, but it's only when you put him with the rest of the Avengers. If he's in a movie by himself, he just doesn't spark to me. He doesn't.
I will tell you this. We will put this in B tier. I was gonna give it A tier in my opinion because of some stuff I read the other day. They were talking about the upcoming movie, and if you look at the ages of Toby and what was the other guy's name? Andrew Garfield. Tom Holland is the perfect age to play Spider-Man.
Yep,
he looks like Peter Parker. It's more in his world. It's more in his wheelhouse. Like it makes the Spider-Man universe feel more real if you are familiar with his age in real life. Personally, I would have ranked it a low A. We can go with B. Understand y'all's reasonings. I'm good with it. Next on the list.
I think the one thing about the Spider-Mans that I've always said is that before Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire was the best Peter Parker. In my opinion, he gave the best shy, like, oh my, I can't really step towards Mary Jane, that kind of thing. Andrew Garfield played the better Spider-Man because he played the arrogant, cocky, he spit out some trash talk. But when you got Tom Holland, you got both of them. But I only get to see that part of both of them when you put him with the rest of the Avengers, in my opinion.
And I can understand that. That's why, like I said, I'm good with B. I understand it. Next up, we have Doctor Strange. Where are we going?
Fun movie. Not one of my favorites, but surprisingly, when I remember when this come out, watching the previews, that kind of style movie or scenes or not settings that this movie's in usually not something I like to watch. Just doesn't interest me. But I had fun with this movie. I would say B. I'd say B.
Yeah, I think I would agree. It's middle of the road for me. I've never been heavily invested in the Doctor Strange movie character is what I'm trying to say. I'll get it out eventually, but it was for lack of a better term, I feel like it was a filler movie to give more background and to really open up the multiverse and introduce him. I think he was used more as a question answerer in that movie for questions that we would have in the future. And for that reason, good solid movie, I would give it a B.
Yep. I've B as well for me. I think just like Spider-Man, their first few movies are fantastic, but the next ones coming out, I think are going to be S to A tier movies. But the first few they have are just good movies to fill in gaps.
Next up, we have Black Panther.
I haven't seen this one yet, so I'm gonna excuse myself from judgment.
I'll say this: if to put my vote in, I think I would go against the grain because I would probably put it in A. I've heard a lot of people say they weren't big fans of it, kind of like Thor: Dark World, but just Killmonger, the villain in that one was fantastic. The story was great, the action was great, seeing the neat technology about what's so special about Wakanda was great. I really liked it as an A tier movie, and I don't think a lot of people feel that way. I think a lot of people probably put it in B or C, but for me, it's an A.
I was gonna say B. I do think it's a solid B. I think it's a good story. With what happened to what's his actual name? Oh my God, I'm having a horrible day.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, oh yeah. With what happened to Chadwick Boseman, very sad. The way they're gonna have to spin the next movie, you're gonna go into it knowing it's a sad movie. The movie was solid. I personally would put it as a B. It was another one that just at the time it came out, like it felt like he didn't really fit. That character didn't necessarily fit the rest of the MCU. They were trying to get some extra people in there for Endgame. Like, if that makes sense. Like, they just wanted to go ahead and get that movie out. Not to take anything away from it. The movie was good. The acting was good. I mean,
I'm a good agreeing with B. I would put an A, but it's I think B would probably fit most everybody's feelings and thoughts too.
Next up on the list, we have Thor Ragnarok. I loved this movie.
I S it. I S it. Like, dude, especially when you throw in Korg. Oh yes. Loved Thor Ragnarok. And that's one of those the Hulk Thor fight scene. There's not many in the MCU that really get you fired up like, oh god, it's going down.
I agree. I think this one is another S tier for me.
And that easily for me makes up for Dark World being so terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. You got anything to say on Ragnarok, Cody?
No, apparently I need to watch it. It's an S.
What?
It's super good. Hey, Korg's gonna be like the Hispanic guy in Ant-Man. He's funny just to listen to. You're like, what? He's great.
Okay. I mean, do we even have to discuss the next one? We have Infinity War.
Yo, that screams S. That is 110% S.
I mean, this one doesn't even need discussion. If you haven't, yeah, I mean, we can move on. Infinity War is straight to the top. I mean, do y'all feel a need to discuss this one, or should we move on?
I know. I think the whole planet agrees that would probably be an S. Unless Cody, you haven't said anything about it. Do you think it's an S?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
All right, moving on. We have Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I have this as a B.
What do you think, Cody?
I was just gonna say that I've seen this one, but I don't remember much of it. So I'll go whatever you guys go with.
I say B too. Once again, they were trying to set up a lot of other stuff with this one. They were, you know, we're going B. It was another movie used to set up a lot of stuff for future movies.
Good, just not as good as the first Ant-Man.
Right. Come on, Endgame. I mean,
and I'll bring up one scene. If anybody has not seen this movie, when
you
Mordor
move that
is
right
sitting
now
in the dirt and it starts to move, and the screen goes to Captain America. If you are in any movie theater on the planet, and you weren't screaming at the top of your lungs when they were fighting Thanos, you're a Nazi. You are a Nazi, and you hate everything. You lived a terrible life.
I saw it 2 weeks late, and people were still cheering at that part in the theaters. I mean,
only time I've ever gotten chill bumps in a theater when that hammer got picked up and Captain America was holding it. I felt like I was at a football game for a split second. Like everybody in the theater was standing on their feet, screaming, excited, like they were like, "Kick his ass, Seabass!" Like they were going wild.
All
It was
right.
great.
Final full-length movie in the MCU. Spider-Man Far From Home. In the Infinity Saga. I don't want people coming after me, but once again, not enough people watched it to come after me.
I enjoyed this movie. Um, I don't know that I would go A or A. Well, I might go low A, but I would probably go B on this one.
I think this one was good. I liked Brokeback Mountain's portrayal of Mysterio. I think I can't remember his name, y'all. Forgive me. Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal. This one's an A for me. I liked this one better than the first one.
So I'll be a tiebreaker for this. And for me, it was a borderline BA movie, but it was better than the first one. Since we're not doing B minuses and B pluses or anything like that, I think I would put an A2 because Mysterio's villain was way better than the first movie's villain, in my opinion. And then the battle and the fight scenes and how everything built up, I really liked it. So I would put that in an A as well.
All right. Now, we have 3 bonus things to discuss, and I'm pretty sure Cody hasn't seen any of them, so this will be up to me and Steven. And we will try and do it spoiler-free. This is the conclusion of the after the conclusion of the Infinity War, and moving into the Infinity Saga. Sorry, after all of these take place after Endgame, and it is pushing into Phase 4 and Phase 5 is what we're setting up here. We have the 3 shows that aired on Disney Plus. Steven, where do you rank WandaVision?
So, since this isn't a movie, and my first statement was about, I probably wouldn't rate anything below a B. Since these are television shows, they're a little bit different for me. And I feel that these can be a lot better if they weren't minimized and limited to 6-episode series and then just done, because that's what they all are. Just we're going to show you 6 episodes an hour long, and that's it. That's all you get to see of it. Sadly enough, the final 2 episodes, if those were the only 2 episodes in WandaVision, I could probably put it in an S. But the rest of it drags it hard. I think I have it as a C. It bores you out of your skull for the first 3 or 4 episodes, and you're like, whoa, what is going on? This is so silly. And then when it starts gaining traction, it hits you like a freight train. You're like, yo, no way. So it's a great series. Don't get me wrong. I know I'm putting it in C. It's by no means something that I think nobody should, it's garbage. It's not. It's good. But compared to the movies and all this other stuff, WandaVision to me was probably a C tier in my opinion.
We've been over my history with this show. I agree with you. First episode lost me. Like, I didn't want to finish it. You had to convince me to finish it. I agree with you. If the last 2 episodes had been a movie, solid A. Solid A.
Yep.
Series as a whole, I give it a high C. You should definitely watch it. Just go into it knowing that the first 3 episodes are a little bit of a slog.
Yeah.
Next, we have The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What did you think of this one, Steven?
So this is probably against the grain for this one as well, because I heard a lot of people were not fans of it. But I think I would probably put it in an A tier. But it's borderline B. It's a fantastic watch. I loved it. I liked the development, and I honestly liked Falcon over Bucky to be the next Captain America, just because of where he was with his heart. Bucky, I love the character Bucky. I don't want him to go anywhere. But if you take the 2 and you look at their heart, the way Captain America looked at people, Falcon had it. So I like the way it turned out. It was a good show, but to me, it was a B. Could possibly cross over into that A line.
I was going to say, I want to give this one a B. It was a solid series. I enjoyed the whole entire series. They danced on the line of politics a little more than I would have liked in these type of movies, and that's all I'll say about that. But overall, solid series. Should definitely watch it. Every episode had good action, had a good story. Solid B. And that leads us into the most recent addition to the characters that we know, and that is Loki. And we will judge this knowing that there is going to be a season 2. That being said, this was the first one of the 3 that I was anxiously waiting on Wednesday nights. And then my wife took a vacation and I had to miss an episode for a week, and like it pained me. As far as TV shows go, I know it was only a 6-part series. I'm inclined to give this one an S. I loved the intro. I love the character of Loki. I love I can't think of crap tonight. What's the actor's name that was the co-star? Main guy. Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Loved Owen Wilson in this show. Sylvie, the female variant of Loki, was phenomenal. I loved the way they played against each other. This was a solid show from top to bottom. It gets an S tier for me.
I actually follow up with that 100%. To me, there's no question about it being S. It's an S. First episode, it gains traction, and it don't slow down from there. I mean, it gets more intense, and you get to see more action. You get more story. Everything filled in, kind of like I was telling earlier about, it's hard for a director to fill in story and put in action. Whoever the guy making Loki, what is it? The Iron Man's assistant in the movies, right? The same guy who I think made these shows, or maybe he's doing Star Wars. Yeah, but anyways, whoever made Loki, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Like I said, episode 1 to episode 6 is balls to the wall. Like, you are going crazy, worrying about what's gonna happen next. It's awesome. S tier all the way.
No, I agree. Let's go ahead and get things reset and get ready to say goodbye to everybody. And we are back, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We had a good time. Let us know if you agree with our rankings. Did we get something wrong? You're welcome to tell us we all suck, that we don't know what we're talking about, but we also love interaction. Tell us why we were wrong. Let us know. A lot of y'all like to, when we talk about Marvel, just tell us we're stupid, and we already know that. Tell us why we're stupid. That's why we don't know. So tell us why you would have ranked something higher. Tell us why you would have ranked something lower. Remember that all 3 of us stream on Twitch. So you can check us out on Twitch. We have gameplay. Steven's been trying to stream every night, right? Monday through Thursday?
Monday through Thursday, 7:30 to 8:30 to 9. Depends.
Yeah, it's about the time we need to get off. You got to kick that stream off.
Got to get that 35th place in Warzone.
I haven't been streaming as much lately. Like I said, I've been playing The Division. A lot of it's solo, and that's not the most exciting gameplay. But when the new Call of Duty comes out, I will be jumping back on with the guys and playing more Call of Duty. Cody has been streaming more. He'll be able to start streaming again. He's got his internet back. He's got his new house. As usual, we always want you to subscribe, like, comment, follow us, everything. It helps us out. Just drop by, say hello. Let us know what you thought. Let us know what you want us to talk about. I know you hear me say it a lot, but we are working on getting more in-person stuff. I promise. we missed a big opportunity a couple weeks ago here in Birmingham, but we're going to try and stay on top of stuff like that in the future. We're going to get to do more in stuff person. God, I am
More in-person stuff.
deep to D tonight. More in-person stuff.
You're gonna stuff
got,
up first?
y'all got anything else to say before I just completely go brain dead?
No, I mean absolutely. I'm glad we got to. We missed a week of all of us going into it, but I'm glad the three of us got to go back together and goof off and have some fun. And when we start doing that in-person stuff, we'll have a lot of fun with that and probably, you know what I'm saying, without banging our heads on anything and have a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it's.
I want to give a belated birthday to my dad and my brother. Theirs was last week. Today's is my mother's. Happy birthday to you guys. Love y'all. Thanks for supporting the
Podcast.
channel, and hope y'all enjoyed this.
Happy birthday, Cody's parents and Cody's brother. It was nice to meet you a couple weeks ago. Absolutely. And if y'all missed it, just in case y'all missed it, last Sunday we did have our first episode of Bite Size go live. Steven was telling us a little bit of a story about a sweepstakes he won. If you want to go check that out and see what that's all about, then go give that a watch. See what you think of our little bite size. Let us know. Let us know on that video if you like the shorter format. If you like those bite size, we're still going to keep doing the full length podcast. But if you like the bite size, we'll be sure and put some more of those out. Different topics all the time. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point. Everybody, y'all have a good weekend. Rock on. See y'all next week.